Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Market Prep. I hope you're having an amazing morning. Hopefully, you guys had an incredible weekend. And I am frozen. I could see that there. Let me fix that 1 second. But yeah, good morning, Peter. Good morning to you. How are you, my friend?
Good morning. I don't seem to be frozen. Yay, I'm unfrozen. I've had a great weekend. This weekend went so fast. I don't know. I can't believe it's Monday morning already. Honestly, it feels like it should be, I don't know, Saturday afternoon or something. Like, it just was such a fast weekend. But it was a great weekend. Got lots done. Did all sorts of cool stuff. And now we're back ready for the markets to give me some action, baby. So, hoping that we're going to get some fun here. We'll start with the economic calendar, which is not so much fun, but that's okay. I'm not worried about it. The economic calendar is a little light today. We have a housing starts, the National Association of Home Builders, the NAHB housing numbers are coming out at 10. We've got, there it is. Here's our economic calendar. The Goolsby speaking also at 10, and that's it. I got nothing else to tell you about. It is pretty quiet. So we're going to look to the gappers list. We're going to look to just other things that are moving in the market. I know that we're going to get a list of things to focus on. We always do. So let's go figure out what's really happening in the market, because it ain't economic data today. Carlos, are you unfrozen? Are you back with me?
Yeah, I'm back with you, my friend.
There he is.
I'll tell you that I was frozen all weekend. I was sick from Friday since I finished our live trading with the P Capital team all the way until probably this morning. I slept through almost the entire weekend, man. It was brutal, but I feel great today. I feel awesome. So, yeah, man, it was a rough one. But yeah, let's get to it, guys. This morning, our gappers list right now, we got both sides of the field full. We got gap up and gap down. Things on both places. A lot of tickers that we've been watching over the last couple of days. As you can see here, SMCI up 13%. That'll be fun. And then we'll have some stuff gapping down. Bitcoin, a lot of the Bitcoin stuff kind of pulling back a little bit from the weekend activity. So looking forward to see what's going on there. And man, it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun, a lot of action, and hopefully that can continue into this week as well. Let's go through this. I think we already did the U.S. economic calendar, so not much to see there. Let's start with the first one, the gap up list here. CYBN this morning up 22%, 252,000 at the moment. So it is up quite a bit. Doesn't look great pre-market, and I don't like the daily volume either. So probably one that I'm not going to be watching. It is not a low float. It sits at 730 million. Peter, any interesting news moving this one today that we might want to keep an eye on?
Well, it's Monday, which means that all of these little biotechs seem to release data over the weekends. This is no exception. Low float, only 18 million shares here in the float. This company's got a $2 million market cap. So at least for one I'm seeing here. Canadian biotech called Cybin. Anyways, they report that they've got positive phase 2 data for their CYB003 drug, which is treating major depressive disorder. So go Cybin. Love the drug, but yeah, it's not, I don't think, a tradable option for us this morning.
Yeah, it sure is not. So I'll leave that off the list. Moving on down, another one that's just skipped its way to the top here. RGNX. Oh, this is ugly. RGNX, another biotech company, looks like up 20%, 534. Yeah, roll the truck. Looks garbage to me. Up 20% this morning. I don't like it, Peter. You?
No, Regenix Bio, like I said, Mondays, we know we're always going to get all these biotechs here on the list. This is the gene therapy that they've got, this RGX 202, positive trial results. Not enough volume this morning for me to be really excited about it.
Yeah, we'll pass on that one. Let's get to one that's been very exciting and active for us. And today they're up 13%, 5 million shares traded right now. So tons of volume, which we've seen out of them in the last couple of days. But got some action late last night, last night, Friday, last trading day would have been Friday. Got some action there after the close, popped up pretty good. So I'm not sure if that was driven by any news. But today we're up 13%. Peter was driving SMCI this morning.
Well, it just seems to be what I will call, this is my opinion now, unwarranted enthusiasm. They basically, the traders of this stock are saying that they are supposed to be filing the required paperwork to not be delisted. So they're still under threat of being delisted. And we all know that they intend, well, at least we expect them to hopefully submit the paperwork so that they cannot be delisted. Delisting would be bad. But there's actually been no sign from the company itself that they're, working a way to get that paperwork ready. So, yeah, everybody's just sort of, I don't know why. Somebody spread the rumor, right, that they are working on the paperwork and the stock jumped up. So this could go either way, right? To keep in mind the opinion of the few that traded after hours and before, right, the opening bell, are not necessarily the opinion of those, the deep pocket money, the bigger money, anyways, that always comes in when the opening bell rings. So this thing's up 13% so far this morning. It was up much more earlier today as it hit almost hit $22. Well, it went over $22 overnight. I don't know. I mean, this has actually been a good stock to watch and to try and trade. It's given decent movements despite the what looks like little candles on the daily chart. I haven't minded this one for trading. I know some members of our room have traded it, but again, I'll caution you: just be careful about assuming which direction it's going to go. I mean, they're still in big trouble. It's great that the price is over $20 again. I have no idea whether it's going to hold that and maybe even go higher or drop back down to the $18 level that it was at at the close of last week. So yeah, let's find out together. But it actually looks fairly decent with over 5 million shares traded.
Yeah, it does. And I like the way the price action on this one has been over the last couple of days. So we've been taking some good advantage of it. So I'm going to add it to my list today. It looks good at 5.1, 12.6. But as you said, let's see what the market open brings for SMCI. Next on our list is AUR. AUR. This is Aurora Innovations. Oh, we've seen this. I remember the name. We've seen this before. Typically, I don't keep it on my list. I don't like the way it trades that much. Again, lower price stock. Not usually one of my favorites, but it's here today. It is up 10%. Volume doesn't look great though. Even this pre-market action, I'm not too excited on at the moment. Anything good to see here, Peter?
Not really. It looks like I don't know. I don't see any news on this bad boy. I was going to say it looked like earnings. Then I looked at the date and that was 2 weeks ago. So yeah, not a lot of press coverage on this. So I don't see a lot of analysts providing opinions. That's enough for me to move on.
Yeah, I don't like that at all. We'll move on from this one. And again, just the technicals here are not looking all that exciting. All right, we're just one for like five right now. Let's take a look at the next one. Zeta or Zeta, however you pronounce this. This one is up 6.4. We've seen this one before on our gap up list. In the last couple of days, man, just taking a nice just dive here. Went from 40 down to about 33 on a sometime last week. It looks like Monday. Then all last week, just pouring lower and lower. 1870 this morning, trying to hold the support here that we've seen over the last couple of days. On Thursday, gapped up, sold off. Friday, gapped up, sold off. Today's gapping up, and hopefully try not to sell off. But how? Let's do this. Let's go back and see how it has been trading. That's going to be interesting too. If I look at Friday. That looks messy. I don't know how well this thing is going to trade. And then the volume is only going to get worse and worse as we move away from all the action we had last week. I don't like this one. Peter, your thoughts on this one today?
So I'm not sure what to think of this. Zeta's they're in the AI services space. So as soon as you say AI, people get excited. However, Bleachmar, Fonte, and Aud LLP. Anyways, they're one of these analyst companies that they've issued a hit report on them, saying that they believe that there's potential fraud within the company. So, the short sellers, when they attack, you got to be careful. So that's what took them down, is right, the concern over fraud within the company, as released by the short seller. This morning, though, the company itself finally spoke, and they released a statement of their own saying that their insiders, the CEO and other executives, are planning to purchase more shares to increase their holdings, and they're going to hold a press conference at some point today, I think, to address their controls and basically dispute the claim that they have problems within their organization. So, so they're trying to save the stock. Clearly, will it work? I don't know. I mean, we're going to have to find out, right? I mean, short sellers, as much as you can not like them, right? I mean, they're often seen as like the I don't know, bottom scrapers, right? Ambulance chasers of the investment scene. They are usually cautious, right? They don't release a short seller report unless they're pretty confident that they've uncovered something serious about the company. But we've seen this before, right? Where sometimes it just doesn't take. It doesn't take. I mean, they might be right, but the company is able to either explain it away or manage the problem so that it doesn't drop as significantly as the short seller would hope, so they don't make the money that they're hoping. So we'll have to see on this one. Like, this is not something, Carlos, we were watching this last week only because it dropped and the volume spiked up and we saw it on a report. It's not like this is something we've been watching for a long time. So I don't know really what to expect. It might be fun to watch just to see, but it also could be very boring, right? Because if nothing gets resolved at that press conference today, or if, let's say, it doesn't happen, the stock could just sort of flatline it, awaiting the news.
Yeah. I don't like anything I'm seeing here, so I'm gonna skip on this one. But again, it's in play today, obviously, and as news comes out, I can have some more action on it. All right, let's scroll down a little bit. There's a ton on our gap up list. I'm not gonna get through everything, so I'm gonna stop and hop around because I do want to get to some interesting ones, like the next one on here, which is going to be Tesla. I mean, this looks just awesome. How can you not have Tesla on your list? Up 6.3 here, 8.9 million shares traded. Daily looks awesome. We've been getting a lot of great activity on this one and volume, and it just looks so nice this morning. Like it wants to go up and test some of those recent highs around 358. So I'm going to have this on my list because whether it goes up or down, it will be in play today, and it hopefully will give us some good price action out of it. Peter, anything on Tesla this morning? Gapping up so far, looking very good.
Yeah, well, as we all know, through the election cycle, Elon placed his bet, and he placed it on the side of, one political party, and it looks like it's paying dividends for him. It was sort of announced that the president-elect's team has plans to ease the rules for self-driving cars in the U.S., which would just make it easier for his robo-taxi that he announced to get on the road a little bit earlier. Now, of course, as we know, Elon and Tesla have always struggled to hit their own timelines in terms of releasing this stuff. So it might be good for them that they ease the rules. In fact, it'll be good for all companies making autonomous cars. But he's still got to hit his timelines for Tesla to get those out there, and the price point, right? Like he's promised a sub $20,000 price point on these robo taxis. So that feels pretty aggressive. But hey, look, he's been able to do crazy things before that we didn't think he'd be able to. So we'll see what happens. In the short term, it means that's good news for Tesla. And as we can see, the price is jumping up towards the highs here, 350, nice big round number, right, that we're heading towards. So if Tesla can get there, then that'll be awesome. And just make sure you look both ways before crossing the road as you head out there. So there you go. There's my there's my dad joke analogy for this morning.
Yeah. Peter, I didn't catch the fight. Speaking of Elon and Trump and all the fans that were there, I did not catch the fight, but I got to catch the highlights. How was it? Did you see it? Did you check out the fight with Tyson and whoever this other guy was?
We're talking
Jake,
Tyson
whatever.
Paul? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? The Tyson, I did. I went over to a buddy's house and we watched it. And as one of the guys there was saying, "This is a sham. I stayed up late for this. Man, what a waste of my time." So that's what my buddy said. He was not impressed. It was not a fight. It was an old guy and a web influencer dancing around each other, pretending to throw a few punches. Yeah, it was not good. The best fight of the night was one of the undercards, the only women's fight that was there. Now, those were two warriors. Those women, man, they were. Oh, I was super impressed by that fight. I don't think the outcome was the way it should have been, but anyways, whenever you go to a judgment on these things, it's always problematic. But they were they were they were brutal, but that was the best fight of the night for sure. So, anyways, yeah, unfortunately, the main card of the evening was not. It was nothing to watch. They were out there for the payday, especially
Yeah.
unfortunately, Tyson. He was there just for the money. Clearly, he went 8 rounds. Like there, anyways, they were just sort of dancing around each other. It was sort of weird. What was interesting, like I was really hopeful. We don't want to talk too much about this, but I was really hopeful the first 2 rounds because I don't know if you guys felt anybody else watch it out there. I felt that Paul, he looked terrified. He looked terrified of Tyson, like he was afraid he was just going to throw one big punch and take him out. But once he realized all he had to do was dance away from him, I mean, he had 5 inches further reach, and he's like 3 inches taller, so he just had to sort of dance backward. And Tyson was not chasing him, so he was just spinning in a circle around the center of the ring for most of the fight. So once Paul realized that, he seemed to like relax a little bit, and he just kept dancing around. So it was interesting. Yeah, it was unfortunate. Anyways,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know what?
All
We shouldn't
right.
have
So
expected any
yeah,
different. The money was out there. If Netflix is
58
throwing
years
now,
old. I
what?
mean, yeah.
Now let's talk stocks though. Netflix stock from this morning. It could be an interesting play this morning because I don't know what to expect of it. So they had record viewership, right? So much so that during the fight, the feed kept crashing. It kept freezing up and crashing. And again, I want support from everybody out there. Anybody who was watching this, did you experience the same thing? When they got the feedback online, the resolution was very low. It's like they reduced the resolution to be able to feed as many people. That's my guess, because it was like watching a fight in the 1980s. So there was definitely issues because I was talking to some other friends who were watching other things on Netflix, and they said they had no problems. Netflix was working fine in other areas. So this fight was actually fed by Paul's production company to Netflix. And my guess is because of the amount of demand, it was Paul's services that weren't able to feed the data to Netflix for the demand. That's just a complete guess on my part. But so what does that mean? Like, is Netflix stock going to drop this morning because it was crashing, or is it going to see a boost because they did have record viewership for that? I really don't know. But one way or the other, I'm sort of expecting Netflix to be in play. In fact, I'm surprised we're only seeing like under 100,000 shares so far this morning. It really is not in play yet. So like maybe I'll be wrong and it'll have no impact on the stock. But with Netflix coming right off of those all-time highs that we saw last week, we're still up in that territory. There's lots of room for Netflix to move either way. So just that's what I was looking for this morning. We were having a conversation between the Bearable Traders team over the weekend and saying, do we look at a short potentially on Netflix this morning? I don't know. I mean, it seems like that would be the play, but I don't know. One or the other, it might be worth putting on your list. Just keep an eye on it, right? Let the stock tell you what it's going to do. But my feel is it's probably going to be in play one or the other.
Yeah, yeah, it should be interesting. I'll put on a secondary here, see what happens when the real volume comes in. Netflix typically does not trade very well and gets very light volume, which we're seeing now, but we'll throw it on a secondary and see how that reacts when good volume comes in. All right, back to the gap up. We're just scrolling through, see if anything else interesting. There's some other stuff on here, but we'll wait for you guys to call that out. I even see AMD at the bottom there, gapping up this morning, 2.1. That looks interesting. It actually looks pretty good. 859,000 shares traded on AMD. Typically, we've been going with NVIDIA. It's been the one that to watch, but AMD's trying to do some stuff here, man. They haven't had a good stretch. Everything on the red, even the gap ups, find a way to sell off. We're gapping up here today. Could be interesting. I'm going to put it on a main list right now. I might not stay there, but let's see if that can hold. Peter, as far as the gap up goes, anything you like there?
Yeah, well, you mentioned AMD. I'll just say that, obviously I watch AMD every day. You guys know that. AMD has, for the last probably 2 months, on Mondays, it tends to be going up slightly. I just look back at the daily chart, pick out all the Mondays, and you can see how, it often, not always, but it often will go up on a Monday. So I don't know that this means anything. I mean, overall, AMD has been going down for the last month and a half, right? So it hasn't been in a good place. But the Monday trade, for whatever reason, tends to get a little uptick. So I think it's just following that trend this morning. The semis are good to watch, though, Carlos, in general. I mean, it's sort of a mixed picture this morning. AMD and Intel are up. I mean, Intel's only slightly up. Qualcomm, and we already mentioned SMCI, right? They're all gapping up. But we've got a bunch of others with Taiwan Semiconductor, NVIDIA, Applied Materials, ASML. They're all gapping down this morning. So, yeah, it's sort of a mixed picture. The stuff could go either way on the stock or on the sector. So, other than that, I was surprised to see a lot of my Chinese tickers ticking up this morning, just marginally. Right at the moment, Baba is green, Billy is as well, so is JD. So they're all just slightly green, although they've been sort of heading downwards into this time in the last hour and a half, but they're holding green at the moment. I say that because they're so close to the edge. The other sector that seems to generally be green are the EV companies. So we mentioned potential good news in the US for Tesla if they release or ease federal regulations for self-driving cars. And again, you guys, I'm all for self-driving cars. I love them, but it makes me nervous being out there in the roads, and I don't want to be the first one riding around in one. So if they ease regulations, great. I might be wearing my helmet walking down the sidewalk just in case. But, but we'll see if that stretches to Canada and I have to worry about it. Or when I hang out in Vegas, maybe I should worry about it then. But anyways, that's not going to come into effect until, of course, the new administration takes control, takes power, and then we'll see what happens. Again, a lot of rumors come out, right? So this is the time, by the way, after the election results are announced, but before a party takes power. There's lots of rumors about what they're going to do that may not actually reflect what they actually do, right? There still are hurdles and requirements and things to go through. So it's one thing to say, we're going to do all this stuff. You don't expect, the day after inauguration, all this stuff happens. So keep in mind, what we're worried about right now is, of course, the rumor of this stuff, because that gives us trading opportunity. And frankly, that's what we care about most, right? Will it give us a chance to trade profitably? And if it does, then let's go, baby, right? I'm all for it. So yeah, Carlos, that's what I'm watching. I think if you guys were watching Engineering the Markets with Jared this morning, he was talking about the Magnificent Seven and how we're seeing a little bit of disparity on those. Some are up, some are down. Overall, they're not doing much, right? The volumes are generally low. It looks like we're sort of a wait and see mode overall in all of those, right? Apple and Meta and Amazon. You can sort of pick whichever one you want and take a look at it. The story's pretty much the same. They're not doing much.
Yeah. So it looks like, look at NVIDIA and Apple and some other ones, they're just pretty quiet at the moment. All right, let's look at this gap down list. We talked about cryptocurrencies. Mara's leading the way, down 7.1. This is one of my favorite stocks to look at when it comes to these coins. So I'm going to have Mara on deck here. So Mara, 3.4 million shares traded, down 7.1. I don't see any other tickers down this much, right? They're all on here. I see CleanSpark, I see BTDR, you name it, they're here. Another one that people like is, let's see how this one is doing, MSTR. I don't see it down the list right now. So they're pretty much flat. People like this one quite a bit. They're pulling back a little bit, but Bitcoin's still at like 90. Am I wrong there, Peter? What's the Bitcoin price right now? I don't have it handy
you're right.
for some reason. Right?
$90,135 is the current price for a Bitcoin. And, that's still healthy. That's in the healthy range. If you look at Bitcoin on a daily, It's hanging out in the range that it set last week. What it didn't do this weekend is it didn't go higher. I was sort of hoping for a nice big old pop, right? And we would go higher and have a big run. Saturday, it sort of looked like it might try. But it really didn't do much in the end. So we're still in a healthy range. Obviously, it's been the Bitcoin price that's largely been driving a lot of these stocks. So I'm not sure what to expect this week. Last week we had a very unusual week where we had Bitcoin prices moving during the trading day, which gave us rare trading opportunities on a lot of these crypto stocks. Maybe we're going to go back to sort of normal, business as usual, where if it's going to move, it's either going to move overnight or on the weekend. So yeah, don't know what to expect, but they're, you know what? They'll only be on my list when someone else calls them out to me. For the moment, I'm probably going to look at other things.
Yeah, I like Mara on today. It looks like Mara's kind of doing his own thing here. They're
Well, and
down quite a bit this morning, right? I know they had earnings last week, right? I
yeah,
mean,
well,
interesting, interesting
Mara
right now.
does have some. Sorry, Mara does have some specific news. They did announce that they were issuing a $700 million secondary offering, and as we know, secondary offerings aren't the greatest trading opportunities. So, and it dilutes the current share value, right? Because you're issuing more debt, basically. So that's why Mara's dropping a little bit more than the others. But again, those don't tend to translate into tradable activity after the opening bell.
Yeah, yeah, they really don't. So Mara, another one that I did not look at is Coin. Let's take a look at Coin this morning, down 2.2, 831,000. There's another one that if you look at the dailies, has some really nice runs, really wide candles on the daily and the bodies here. So that's interesting. It's another one of my favorites, probably my favorite too, as you guys know, Mara and Coin. So I'm probably going to put Coin on a secondary in case there's some kind of play here this morning. All right, let's head over to our gap down. There's so much here, guys. BTDR, BTC, T. I'm gonna assume it's Bitcoin, digital something. Clean Spark. What is Kava? This is the restaurant we spoke about this last week. Um,
Kava kava.
they're yeah, they're on here. They're down 7.3. Sorry, 3.7, 200,000. I just think they don't trade well. Let's take a look here. This is Friday's action. Yeah, this is pretty bad. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this at all. Party's over already, 170 to 147. What a drop. But now once you lose this volume, I don't think you're really going to get good trading activity out of this one. So I'm definitely not going to be interested in it at all.
Yeah.
All right, let's anything on Kava, Peter, before we keep on moving down?
Uh, Last week Kramer was mentioning Kava, and Kramer's got a mixed history of what his impact is on stocks. So he was talking about it, saying that it might make it to Chipotle levels at some point. I don't think that precipitated the drop. I mean, we had this one day where Kava went from 140s to 170s, but and back again. So I think Kava, that it seems like the fun is over. The volume sort of spiked on that day. That was the 13th of November, and yeah, it's back down. So people might have got excited on that day, right? Look, I mean, look where we opened, right? We opened close to 170. We managed to get over it over the course of the day, and then closed back where we started. So yeah, I think the excitement was short lived. Not something I'll put on my list.
Yeah, yeah. All right, Lunar. Well, I will skip this, but this is one of your favorites, Peter. I know that. Lunar here is down 3.1, 1.2 million shares traded. I mean, it just doesn't look great. I know we like you like the company, but it just doesn't look great right now. What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I think it's fun, but not for day trading, not for intraday trading today. So yeah, we can move on from it.
Yeah. Let's take a look at okay, we spoke about Bitcoin. Riot is on. You could look at that one as well. Coin is making its way here also, so that's on there. Two more on the gap down list I want to talk about. Nvidia and Uber. Nvidia, we kind of spoke about a little bit when we talked about the Magnificent Seven, and Jared went through this in the morning as well. I think Nvidia is still fun to watch. They had a big struggle getting above the 149 here, huge rejection. And today they're down again 2.3. But look at the volume, 14.2 million shares traded. Now, I know NVIDIA trades a lot of volume. I can recall when I have seen that much volume pre-market out of NVIDIA. So I'm going to watch it for sure. That looks like a lot of volume being pushed through right now. So I think it will be exciting. So I mean, we kind of talked about the tech. They're kind of stuck right now deciding what's next. But another one on here was, where did it go? Was it Coin? No, it was Uber.
Just on
Was it
Nvidia,
Uber?
uh,
Yeah.
Nvidia's got a bunch of stuff that's out there on them. So there's some mixed expectations, right? Mixed rumors about what will they benefit from a new administration in the White House? Not they directly, but the chip sector in general. I mean, there could be some benefit to the sector. They also have earnings coming out later this week. They're always late on their earnings, right? So they announce after everybody else. So that creates a little speculation and movement opportunity. They've also had some issues with their Blackwell AI chipset. So, everybody's excited about AI chips, especially with NVIDIA that's leading the sector. But it's said that their Blackwell chipset has been overheating and causing some issues. Now, it doesn't seem to be widespread. It seems to be under very specific conditions, so they have not issued a massive recall or anything, but those rumors never help your company when people are saying, my computer's on fire. So we'll see if that drags them down a little bit. Maybe we'll get more confirmation or denial of those rumors. The company has yet to speak about it. It's really secondary reports at this point. So yeah, I think NVIDIA's in play one way or the other.
Yeah, it sure is. I'm going to have it on here. Then the other one I saw that just disappeared now was Uber. So Uber was also on here. Let's take a look at that one. And man, daily doesn't look all that clean, but bouncing back a little bit, was below here, under 2%. That's why it made the list, but now it has disappeared as it's trying to climb back up. So could be interesting. The only headline I saw on this is Tesla stock rises, Uber and Lyft fall after the report that Trump might be friendly to self-driving cars. Of course, it's going to be friendly. He's running around with Elon like he's the VP, which again, that's he's this. What do you expect? So, but I don't know how that's going to be in play for Uber. But again, bouncing back here, I'm not sure what that's going to do. We'll leave it alone for now, Peter. Anything on Uber before we move on to what you like on the gap down this morning?
No, nothing more on Uber, really. I mean, I think it actually would be good for them, more self-driving cars. I mean, Elon was promising that they could, everybody could own their own little fleet of cars and run them around there. So, overall, I think it would raise the whole market, although it would bring more competition, right? Tesla and Elon sort of suggested they might try their own rideshare service to compete, which obviously would be a problem. But that would limit them to one type of car that they would be, issuing that service on. So I don't know. I mean, who knows? I think this industry is actually set for growth. The if we get cheaper cars, self-driving or not, out there, it gives less reason to buy a car and more reason to rideshare. I mean, I was using Uber this weekend because I've made the decision not to buy a car, and maybe I'm influenced by my own decisions. So I'm thinking, you know what? I'll Uber when I need to, and then rent the rest of the time because I don't need a second car sitting in my driveway for 95% of its life. So, well, for me, it would be a sixth car, but that's a whole different story.
Yeah, no, makes sense. Makes sense, man, to do that. And they also got these long-term rentals now. You could rent for like a couple of months if you want. Let's say you need it for the summer months. You rent for a couple of months in the summer and not stuck with a car for the entire year if you don't need it. All right, let's stop here, Peter. As far as the gap down, what do you like on your end?
Sorry, you're making me laugh just looking at some of the comments. Yes, I do own 5 cars right now, but oddly, I have access to none of them. So it's it's the way. Isn't that crazy? I'm paying for 5 cars out on the road, and I still don't have a car to drive. So that's why I was looking at buying a 6th one. So, anyways, all right. First world problems, right? Anyways, what do I like? Well, one that I was watching this morning is, of all things, Save, SAVE, Spirit Airlines. Can't trade it right now. It's halted because of the news that they have apparently filed for Chapter 13. So they filed for bankruptcy protection, and it's on hold right now. You can see this. This has been yikes. I mean, dropping. It's now sitting at $1 and halted. And I would think JetBlue executives are feeling like they might have dodged a bullet. They were supposed to be buying this and merging. Heck, I mean, maybe this is part of their strategy, right? They can now pick it up off the garbage heap, or maybe their assets, much more cheaply if Save, can't, goes into bankruptcy and can't pay the bills. But anyways, we'll see what happens. They are halted for the moment. Probably not something you want to jump into. This is going to be pretty choppy, would be my guess, if and when it opens, because being that it's a news-based halt, it could be any length of time, right? There's no obligation for them to reopen it with any particular time frame, and of course they know it's going to be a target of people that are looking to try and take advantage. So yeah, I thought it was interesting that they were halted for. If anybody's got a ticket for Spirit Airlines, yeah, buyer beware. Just be careful. Anyways, other than that, what else gapping down? I was we already talked about Sublime. I was specifically watching Netflix, like I mentioned earlier, to see what's going to happen with it. Just because I just don't know, and I'm really excited to see what's going to happen after the big fight on Friday. So we'll see where that goes. Other than that, yeah, I think we covered everything, Carlos. I really didn't have anything else that was high in my list that I really thought was a great trading opportunity. So my list is going to be made up of a lot of the usuals, I think, today.
Yeah, there you go. Now, question, Peter. People that actually fly Spirit Airlines, I've never been on, but I have friends that have. Do you get on a flight after the company has gone bankrupt? I mean, do you want to be in the hands of pilots that might be losing their jobs or something? I wouldn't want to be in the hands of those folks. What are we doing here?
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not so worried about the pilots, frankly, because a pilot based on reputation, they're going to want another flying job, and you're going to do everything you can to maintain your reputation and do the best job you can. Besides, you're also on the plane, so you want to survive the experience. I'm more worried about the mechanics and the support crew, right? That's what worries me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
not that they themselves are going to do anything, but hey, they would go find a new job. You might have less support crew, less maintenance. The company may not be as rigorous about making sure the maintenance occurs. That's the part of it that would worry me the most. Like, I've never flown Spirit. I've seen their flights go off in airports I've been in, and they always seem to be lots of people getting on them. I know they've been the butt of jokes for a long period of time. You just have to watch a U.S. late night show to have Spirit Airlines picked on, it seems. And my only experience, Carlos, has been through others. I think John was the closest I got to a Spirit airline flight when he tried, and that didn't work out so well for him. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure what I would do. I will just continue doing what I do currently, which is not have any reason to fly them. So
Yeah. Friends, this is what we have right now. We have SMCI, we have Tesla, we have AMD, we have Mara, and we have Nvidia, all looking very good. And on my secondary list, we have Netflix, just to see if anything happens with the fight that occurred over the weekend. And then we have Coin as a backup to Mara. So again, all looking really nice on my gap up list so far. Let's go to you guys, see what you guys like this morning. Then we'll head over to what our community is doing this evening. UAVS, let's take a look. UAVS. Sounds familiar. AG Eagle. I'm not sure what this is. Aerial system. So lower price stock. Looks like it's taking off here. I'm not sure what the news is. And let's take a look at what the flow is on this one.
I think maybe it's just the term.
Wow.
Yeah, it might be the term UAV that sounds familiar to you. If you watch any military movies, they'll be using UAV, right? Unmanned aerial vehicles.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But the stock doesn't seem familiar to me. But yeah, it doesn't look good. Their float is 500,000. Ugh. Yeah. Well, thank you.
Yeah, careful with that one, guys. We'll leave that one alone. IonQ is another one that's been making some noise the last couple of days. IonQ here, if I could type it correctly. IonQ this morning down 3.2, 2.4 million shares traded. And yes, making some noise. You can see here all November has been good for them. It started around October, but you can see they've been getting more volume and moving nicely. So I like the volume this morning, 2.4. It's down, but it's trying to get back up to the pre-market high, which is pretty much where the previous day close is. So I remember trading IonQ back in the days. It was a good trader. I'm going to put it on my secondary list. Maybe we're going back to those days where it was an amazing trade. So I like the daily here. I like the volume. Could be something going on here. Definitely in play for sure. Peter, your thoughts on IonQ?
I don't have any. I don't like the way it trades, even when it is fully in play. So I used to trade this a couple of years ago, but yeah, I stopped watching it quite a while back. So not a favorite of mine.
Yeah, I stopped watching as well. Another one that's looking decent is PLTR. PLTR near all-time highs, as you can see here. 4.6 million shares traded. This thing has been in play. Had a big day on Friday. If you take a look here, beautiful, beautiful breakout. And it's going to be in play today again. Volume is there. It's just, can it trade well? It's a hit or miss stock, so you just gotta be patient with it. I'm going to put it as a secondary for now. I can always move this up if any of these other stocks on top here are not going to move well, like Amara. Amara's down 6.4, 3.6 million. So that one looks good, but we'll have to see how the market open treats it. All right, let's take a look at a few from on YouTube. Our YouTube friends, if you haven't done so already, hit that thumbs up over on YouTube. We really appreciate it. I mean, it helps us out tremendously here. Right now, we're sitting at, what do we have so far? 120. So a little bit on the lower side, but we appreciate those 120 guys. Thank you so much. It does mean a lot to us here. All right, let's see what else we have. UAP. UAP. No, that's not a ticker. BE. I think that could be a ticker. Bloom Energy. We've seen this one
Bloom
just
Energy.
Friday.
Yep.
But yeah, day trading it is brutal. In fact, let's see what it did Friday. I didn't watch it on Friday, but let's take a look here. Yeah, look at this. Nah, you don't want to trade this. You don't want to trade this. I mean, on Friday where it gapped up from 13 to 21, look what it does at the market open. Just this is brutal. This is so garbage, guys. So not a great intraday trading stock. There's the truck. Be very, very careful. It is in play today, but I don't trust the stock for intraday trades. So be mindful of that. Few more here. Intel, INTC, pretty quiet right now. We've seen better action out of them. So we have to wait for the market open. So not a whole lot to see there. AMD, we do have on deck. They do have some good volume gapping up this morning. Nicely 3% almost. So I do like that one. But I have NVIDIA also on my main as well. OKLO, we saw this not yesterday, Friday when it gapped down. This morning it is up 6%, trying to bounce back. 2.5 million shares traded. I'm on the fence of it. This is not a great trading stock, so I'm really on the fence on this one. It did sell off on Friday, but again, the price action on this thing for me can be very, very weird at times. So not my favorite. It is in play. If you like it, put it on deck. You could definitely take a look at it. Here's Disney. Disney right now, very, very light volume. We have to wait for the market open. It's a nicey stock. So again, not liking much on it right now. It was in play on Thursday and Friday for sure. Today, we'll have to wait for the market open to see how the volume comes in on Disney for the most part. So, all right, friends, let's stop here. Peter, take us through what's happening this week, and then we'll go to do some levels on what we have.
Well, you know what's happening right now? Because I mentioned car buying, if I needed any more proof that my computer is listening to me, I can tell you now that apparently the Honda Holiday event is on, and that you can now buy a Lincoln with 0% financing, because every second freaking ad is now for for those two car brands. So I know they're advertising heavily at the moment. There you go. Careful what you say, right? Then you get all those ads that pop up. Still freaks me out every time that happens. I should be used to it by now, right? Like, it happens every single day. But here we are. Anyways, all right, let's talk about what's happening in the chat room. It's Monday, which means we love to welcome all of the new members that have joined over the weekend, or that are just joining this week saying, let's get going, man. We want to get trading. Or frankly, we get members that just get re-energized and want to sort of up their trading game. If you want to do that, we've got two opportunities today for you to do that, starting at noon with Brendan, who talks about DAS and configuration of the DAS Trader Pro system. It's what a lot of us use to trade. It's what I use to trade. But there's lots of other systems out there. DOS is great because of some of the features it's got, but it's not always easy to configure. So that's why Brendan's here to give you a hand or give you some tips or tricks, learn new things. Mike, just last week, I can't remember if it was Thursday or Friday, he was all excited. He was learning new things about DOS and how he could get some advanced functionality out of it. So, and we've been using this thing for like a donkey's age here. So there's always new things to learn. He's going to help you with that at noon. And then tonight, Carlos is back on the airways helping everybody out with the onboarding class for new members. It's not just for new members, though. Even if you're an experienced member and you want to make sure that you maximize the value of your membership here with Bearable Traders, he can help you through that. Or you want to just talk trading, maybe help some of the newbies out there, then join as well. 8 o'clock Monday in the onboarding room. Love to have you. Tuesdays, we talk strategy. So this week on Tuesday, we've got an early session. So I want to make sure everybody's aware of that. We've been giving you the heads up. I'll just remind you right now. So tomorrow, it's at 11 a.m. Okay, that's with Avi. He's going to talk. I love the title. Little secret about trading naked. He likes to trade his options, so he's going to let you know about how you can trade those during the day, and you can take naked in any form you want. So there you go. That's what he's going to be doing, though, teaching the tricks of that. And then Eamon's on next week again, an early time. So we got 2 in a row with earlier times, right? 11 a.m. tomorrow, 5 p.m. next Tuesday. So just keep that in mind. Wednesday, we've got our psychology session. It's at the regular time, 8 p.m. for our Wednesday session. That's with Randy Howells talking about how dangerous winning can be. Winning is good, but you've got to manage it appropriately and not get too excited, especially when you win early in your trading career. He's going to talk about how to manage that. And then on Wednesdays, we also have our bookmap session with Nathan. Bookmap's another tool, allows you to visualize demand and demand volume, basically, in a different form than you see in a lot of other tools. I love Bookmap. It's good, but it's only one tool in your arsenal. But if you want to understand it and maybe take advantage of it, then Nathan will help you out noon on Wednesdays. Thursday, we do our mentorship session. We've got 4 of them. They're at 11, they're at 2, 4, and 8. So those mentorship sessions are available for you every single Thursday. We'll make sure we tell you more about them as we get closer. That's what we've got going on this week. If you want to join us in the chat room, we'd always love to have you. We still have our diamond deal going on right now, where you can get a discounted rate on the Elite Annual Access that also gives you a funded account. You get 3 months of the DAS Simulator plus a funded account if you want to use it. The 3 months of DAS Simulator included. Heck, just getting the Elite Annual at that rate is a good deal. Throwing on the DAS, if you want to use that, better deal. And then the funded account is just an extra bonus. So it's really the best way to get into the community right now. So check it out. If you've got questions, which I know some people do, and they've reached out to us, we're happy to answer them. So let us know, and we will give you all the help we can. So there you go. If you want to get information on the markets, we always send you to the same place, tradingterminal.com. It's where you can get information on the markets, the calendar of events, stay on top of everything, including earnings. And, we know we're coming to the end of earnings season, but it's not over. So you may want to go in there to find out things like NVIDIA, the fact that their earnings are happening after the close on Wednesday, right? Important information, especially if you're looking to trade that sector. So there you go. Let's get back to setting some levels. We're getting closer to the open here. We've got about 12 minutes until the open this morning. We'll set some levels with Carlos, and I'll let you know what our moderators are watching, and then we're going to hand it over to our live traders as we always do. So give us a good old thumbs up there on YouTube. We appreciate that, and we'll keep the show rolling. Over to you, Carlos.
Absolutely, friends. All right, let's take a look here. First one on deck, SMCI has been very, very active, gapping up today. It has lost some from the pre-market highs this morning, which is sitting at 22.20. That is your pre-market high there. Above that, if we do decide to get back up, there's going to be somewhere near 25.27. And then towards the bottom, in case we do fall below the previous day close at 1970, you do have the highs and lows for the last 2 trading days, doing an amazing job there. So don't need to add anything. Don't make it complicated. Pretty simple right now. Great volume as we're stuck within this range. This could be exciting today, whether it sells off or not. It should be a good one to watch. What's going to be good for sure is Tesla, up 6% now. Has dropped from the pre-market highs at 349.50 is your pre-market high there. Above that, the most recent highs around 358.31. So that's a good level also. And then just mark down the pre-market low, which is 335. So once you do that, you're set here. Actually, no, 330. Is it 335? 334.91. It might be 335. So there it is. But again, you're pretty much set on Tesla. Beautiful daily, tons of volume, hitting 10 million any second now. So there it is. 10 million shares traded on Tesla. Man, that is looking awesome. Heading down to AMD, is stuck between the highs and lows of the last 2 trading days. And AMD just loves to sell off, especially in the last week or so. Even the gap ups has found a way to end the day red. Today, at the moment, still in the green, up 2.5 right now. We'll see how the market opens and how this thing works out. 139.28 is the high of the pre-market. The low is sitting down at 135.68. So we'll slam those two levels there. And once you do that, big picture on the daily, you see you're surrounded by the highs and lows plus the previous day close. You got tons of levels here. I don't think you need to add anything more. Unless you start breaking out from this range, then we can look at other daily levels. But right now, you're pretty set on AMD here. Mara seems to me like an overreaction. I mean, I know a lot of the Bitcoin stocks are down, but Mara is down, was down as much as 7%. Has crawled its way back here a little bit. I know crypto did drop, Bitcoin at least over the weekend a little bit, but not this much. So interesting here. 1946 is the low of the pre-market on Mara. The high is above the previous day close and certain daily levels over at 2162. And then you're just surrounded by the highs and lows of the last two trading days. Towards the bottom, I do want another level just in case we do have a sell-off here. It's going to be around 1864. Looks to be a good one there. You got tons of resistance on the daily right over here. But look out also for obviously 19 and the whole dollar number. That can be a psychological level of support if we do drop towards that area. NVIDIA trying to bounce back a little bit as low as 137.12 this morning. So we'll slam one there. Below that low of the pre-market, we do have a couple of good levels on the daily, 137.77, and then we also have 132. So pretty straightforward. You can see all the touches you're getting here. I mean, this is like textbook levels here. Very easy to find. They're grabbing you by the face, as Andrew would say. Towards the top, the high of the pre-market is going to be over at 143.50. And once you mark that 143.50 right over here, above that, highs and lows. Again, tons of levels. You do not need to add anything more on NVIDIA. So let's see what NVIDIA does here. Looks like it's trying to go green this morning. Really nice bounce over the last couple of minutes. If you're trading pre-market, hopefully that was one of the trades you're in right now. You're doing pretty good on that one. So, Peter, take us through what our team is watching this morning.
You bet. All right, our moderators are getting their lists in, and we're going to start with Eamon, who's got a couple of potential longs lined up on AFRM and General Motors. A little surprise there, but he's always watching the full market. Jared's going to be watching Tesla, Netflix, UAVS that we did talk about, Rivian, NEOV, I don't know this one, NEOV, and AMD. Lenny's going to be watching Tesla, NVIDIA, AMD, Mara, IonQ, and Lyft. Thor's going to be looking at Tesla, NVIDIA, and the market indices. Megan's going to be watching Tesla and Coin. Avi's, he's just watching the Magnificent Eight, so all the big boys. That's what he's going to keep an eye on. Didn't have any IPOs or special acquisition companies to let you know about. They're going to be opening today. Pretty quiet on that front. Mike is going to be watching Tesla and NVIDIA. Brian is going to be watching AMD, Tesla, NVIDIA, and Kava. And I am going to put an eye to my usual three in AMD, Tesla, and NVIDIA. And then I'll keep an eye on SMCI, PLTR, and Mara. We didn't really talk much about PLTR. I know a few people in the room were calling that out. And yeah, it's definitely been in play the last little while. I sort of like the way it looks. And with a fairly quiet morning, felt like a potentially good target for me. So got that on my list. So that's what we're keeping an eye on. Keep in mind, guys, right? Just because that's what we say we're watching pre-market doesn't always mean that's exactly where we go, right? I've got to see what the price action looks like. But you've got to have a place to focus on. I will focus there. And if it plays out, then, I know what I'm looking to do. If it doesn't, then I scan the market and look for other opportunities. So hopefully you keep yourself open to the market opportunities as they present and stick to your strategy. Whatever you do, we want you to trade maturely so that we can do this over the long run. That's what we advocate and teach here at Bearable Traders. And, that's hopefully what you do. I'm always impressed. For those of you that are part of the room, we do a survey every single day, and we sort of ask how people are doing. And we get some fantastic results. It's usually around 40% of our traders are trading live and are green on the day. So that's way above industry averages. And I'm very sort of proud to be part of a community where we've got so many doing so well. But if you're not in the green, don't worry about it, right? I mean, it happens to everybody. And just keep working your way through, stay mature, and you will do well. All right, we're looking for our live traders to jump in here. So you guys are listening. Time to turn on your cameras. Get your microphones ready. Let's go, boys.
Yep. So once they come on, we'll switch over to them, guys. But right now, let's take a look at the SPY. What the SPY is doing. Back in the green. So it was red a few minutes earlier, made its way back into the green at the moment. So we'll see how that plays out. Um, yeah, that's a
Good
good point you
morning.
made, Peter, about the list. Right? Like I'm watching these six, but as I'm hearing you guys in the chat room, Brian is on and Andrew trading. If they come up with something that I might not be watching, it can help as well to find some targets I might not be focusing on. Good morning, Brian. How you doing today?
I'm doing well. Good morning, everybody, and
Good, man.
hope everyone had a good weekend. Good morning, Peter, as
Good
well.
morning, Brian. How was your weekend?
That was okay. Went and saw, was it the Book of Mormon last night? So
Oh,
went to a
that's always
play.
fun. Very
I
irreverent,
think
that
you,
one.
when you went to New York, I think you and your wife went and
I
saw that.
Yeah, when we had our big meetup, I went and saw it in New York with my wife. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So it's playing in Vancouver. I think that was last night. So anyway,
Mm, cool.
yeah.
The
Um,
I got to remind you
oh,
again because
you're right. I know.
it
I
throws
know.
me off.
Somebody else in our moderator in our chat room here reminded me we are missing
Oh,
the lights aren't on. The red light on.
how do we
Turn
know
the
we're
red
open
light.
for business if we don't have the light? There we
Exactly.
go. Oh my god,
There we
it
go.
makes me feel so much better.
There we go. Variable traders.
Yeah.
A leftover from the BBT office. So yeah, sharing my screen here. I'm looking at Nvidia right now. There's they dropped some orders. My screen here. I'm looking at Nvidia right now. There's Peter. I think
I,
I'm picking up some. I
yeah, I
think you
think
better
that's
drop
Andrew.
off there. Oh, is it?
All right.
Okay.
I think so, but I'll drop off just in case it's me. Have a good trading morning,
Well,
guys.
Yeah.
Trade
Take
smart,
care,
everybody
guys.
out there.
cheers, everyone. See you, Carlos.
See ya.
And Nvidia's popping up here. Tesla had, I guess, got this news about relaxing self-driving car regulations. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. We know what
Good
happened
morning,
when they.
everybody.
Good morning. We know what happened when they relaxed financial regulations in 2008 and 2009. So, but anyway,
AMD is interesting as well, Brian. Tesla is up
yeah,
6%. I had some TQQ from last week. I bought some TQQ yesterday on deep. So I'm up a little bit on those. NVIDIA earning is this week,
Nvidia
which is
earnings
very
is on
interesting.
Wednesday after
Wednesday,
the
yes.
close at 4:20. That's a appropriate number, I guess. So here's AMD. There are some big orders at 139, 139.30,
Yeah.
and then we've got some orders at 140. So possibly could be going there. Cava, I'm not sure. I don't think it got a downgrade or anything, but I'm maybe thinking that might be a rising devil trade. So look for a pop up at the open to the VWAP somewhere around 137. SMCI, I still don't think they've filed. I don't know why it's popping up. I don't know if they brought
Wow,
an accountant
SMCI
yet.
is 7%. Yeah, that's very interesting. So I'm going to watch Tesla, NVIDIA, AMD, and SMCI, and PLTR just for fun. You watch Kava as well, huh?
Yeah, I'm watching NVIDIA, Tesla, AMD, Cava, and then I've added SMCI. Cava's dropping. Damn you. Damn you.
You.
It's down at Friday's low right now. So hopefully we'll get a bit of a bounce on Cava. Yeah, there are some big orders here. You can't really trust the pre-market that much, especially with an NYSE stock. Yeah, see it just jump back up a buck. on it is not great. Okay, here we go. Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, 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 guys. And you should be able to see my screen as well. See what NVIDIA is doing. NVIDIA wants to go to 140, I think. Tesla, not sure.
Tesla selling a bit here, but I wouldn't trust that. Might get bought back. NVIDIA's struggling right at
140.
Struggling at yesterday or Friday's low. Trying to get through there. All right, yeah.
Tesla is selling off.
See if NVIDIA can break out here. Yeah, Tesla's selling a bit. Kava's just not trading very cleanly right now, so I can't.
SMCI hit this scanner. Let's see what SMCI doing.
It's popping it back up.
SMCI, if it closes above the VWAP, it might be a long. It looks like it wants to go, but it's kind of weird now. Tesla holding. AMD lost the VWAP. Gonna get a long on SMCI at 2068. Let's see if it can pop above the VWAP. Let's see if it can go through above 21. So long SMCI at 2065. Let's see if it can break 21. See if the volume picks up. That would be really interesting. So the volume didn't come in yet. AMD, NVIDIA is pulling back.
So I'm short NVIDIA. As it just couldn't break out there. That's that second try at the 140. Couldn't do it. Here we go. Just covering some at 139. Oh, yeah.
There's a big ask on SMCI 21.
Very nice.
Let's see if we can break 21. So SMCI broke the 21 with 3. I'm partialing guys. SMCI, I have a big size on SMCI. Shouldn't have that much. Let's see if we can. The higher pre-market is going to go through 2133. Tesla wants to come up, I think. Yeah, Tesla wants to come up. I'm taking a long on Tesla at 339. I'm taking a long on Tesla at 340.37. Let's see if it looks like a 1 minute open range break up. Has a very good fundamental news. Let's see if this SMCI is high pre-market. Or there you go. Popping up. Partialing some. 21.28 on SMCI. NVIDIA is coming up too as well.
Yeah, I know it's coming back to my break even. Glad I did cover some down through 139. I still think it's going to drop more.
Long is still Tesla, guys. SMCI, shit. SMCI 2137. That's very nice. Let's see. Still long Tesla. Tesla did a very nice bounce.
Yeah, I know.
Let's see.
Kind of missed it, unfortunately.
AMD is coming up. AMD is very interesting. Shit, I missed it.
AMD came back up.
Yeah.
The Qs are selling off. Okay. Added a little bit to my short on NVIDIA.
AMD 139, I think he wants to go.
It's funny. AMD and NVIDIA prices are about the same right now. It's funny. Funny coincidence.
Yeah,
Any
funny
TD?
coincidence. So I'm still long on SMCI, guys. Let's see what SMCI on the daily chart look like. It was a disaster. S3 in there. I don't know, not something super interesting. I'm still long Tesla, guys, as well. I'm long Tesla now, guys. Tesla now. Long more. Let's see if you can get above the VWAP. Come on. I should have. Come on, Tesla. Above the VWAP.
Just covered some more NVIDIA at 138.50.
If Tesla can do above the VWAP, that would be nice. If Tesla can close above the VWAP, then that would be super nice. 5 minute.
I'm looking for 138 on NVIDIA. I think it still has more.
Wow, SMCI is going up 21.58. Partialing out more on SMCI, guys. Actually, as a matter of fact, I might be able to add into that. I'm adding a little bit to SMCI at 21.69. Let's see if SMCI can continue up to 22.
Okay, I'm just covering some more here. 138.10.
Let's see if Tesla can closes above the 5 minute. That would be
nice.
nice.
Come on. 138. Give me 138.
SMCI wants to go to.
I know you're doing it. Yes.
Brian's shorting NVIDIA now. And I'm hoping to get the Tesla long.
Yeah. Covering some more. Woo-hoo, baby. That was beautiful.
Brian is not having. He's shorting NVIDIA. These sounds are shorting NVIDIA.
Nice short on NVIDIA.
All right, guys. So NVIDIA, I'm long heavy NVIDIA and SMCI, guys. Tesla. I'm selling some on SMCI 22. NVIDIA wants, let's see if Tesla can pop up to above 343. I'm long on both of them, heavy size.
Yeah, I got out of the rest of my NVIDIA on that big flush.
Nice.
And I've actually
partialing out
my
to
position.
343. Guys, I had 10,000 shares of Tesla, so I'm partialing out on that. That's awesome.
Nice. I flipped my position on NVIDIA. I'm long now, selling through this 138 level.
Amazing. Holy moly, what a day. I love Elon Musk now. I love you, Tesla.
Hey, now
Paris
I'm out of it. Yeah.
Anyone took that, guys? Tesla was amazing. Of course, SMCI was amazing too, guys. Anyone took that? Sami, do you want to know how much I made today? This is the day that you have to ask how much, Andrew, you made. Sam is always writing down my P&L. Shit. I took a big size on both of them, so the situation is super nice here in my account. Anyone in YouTube, guys? What did you do?
Yeah, look at SMCI. That's got to be a major squeeze. Short squeeze.
Unbelievable.
I'm sure a lot of people are short that.
God, SMCI 22.25. This is so good. You have no idea how much I made on SMCI. Wow. What a long on it. Wow.
Yeah. I never would have thought it would have popped up like that.
Wow. It was an impressive short on NVIDIA. Honestly, it was a little bit scary. Like shorting NVIDIA is...
Yeah. Well, I think when it failed, it did a kind of a double top. It failed the second time to go through 140, and that's when I thought, okay, at least it's going to sell off. I didn't really expect it to sell off that much, but I think Tesla's going to go higher. There's a big order here at 3. Here we go.
Nice, guys. Amazing. But very, very nice trade. Tesla is consolidating for the next round. I'm adding a little bit more on Tesla 344. Let's see if you can go another round. Beautiful trading, guys. I am so happy in my life.
I'm long some calls on Tesla.
I love Donald Trump, Mr. President Trump, and Elon Musk for this day.
Yeah, I'm long some calls with Tesla right now. Here we go. Got to 15. I'm long the 360 calls, expiring end of the week.
I'm adding a little bit more on Tesla, 344.
Okay, I'm not. I have no position in Nvidia right now. I played it both ways. That flush was beautiful, and it actually gave a nice opportunity to get long. Got really kind of oversold in the very short term. As soon as all the nervous Nellies started to bail.
Excellent, guys. Let's see. Let's see if this pullback on Tesla. My average on Tesla is 341.30, so I have a good average. Let's see if we can get another pop on Tesla. On a daily chart, we are actually right now sitting at a level around here at 345, and then we go to a 52-week high of 358. Yeah, that's awesome. Same as SMCI.
There's a pre-market high of about 340 right now.
Adding a little bit more on Tesla. Let's see if we can one more pop on it. 345. Very, very nice, guys. SMCI was very, very nice. So very nice to squeeze on that. So that's another reason that, you can't short these stocks just because of some fundamental news. Shorting is very difficult. Like it's now ripping 20%. So it's not easy to short, even though this company fundamentally is a little bit in trouble. But, again,
it could be. I mean, if they can't file, they're going to get delisted. So I don't know. That's going to be they'll get kicked down to one of the junior boards. But that's a real negative because sometimes funds, certain investment funds will have criteria for investing, which would include they can't invest in things that aren't listed on the big boards. So it could generate a whole bunch of more forced selling.
All right, guys, here we go. Let's see if Tesla can do another break of high today. 345.18 is a level. I wouldn't be surprised if today is going to go to 350. So I'm holding that. Let's see SMCI can do break up another high of the day. I'm holding still a good size of SMCI and Tesla.
Nice, Arya. Arya took that trade with you.
Nice, Arya. Very nice trade on SMCI. Actually, Arya got a better trade than I mean SMCI.
Holy crap! PLTR took a nosedive.
Yeah, it is hitting the scanner on the way down, so it's 8% down.
My God, the humanity.
Yeah. PLTR valuation is
it's outrageous.
It's very high. It's outrageous.
There's a whole lot of goodness baked into that one.
All right, Tesla 345. There you go. Partial, guys. 345. Shit, what am I doing? Sorry. Fuck no.
Are you adding to your position?
No. It was my window was just not working properly. I couldn't partial. Let's see, SMCI can go up again or not. Yeah, 35.18, guys. You see my screen. 35.18 is a level. Let's see if we can get in that or not. AWM is up. SPY is kind of flat. TLT is down again. PLTR is setting up on.
The Dow's red.
Dow is
AMD just
red.
bounced off the VWAP.
Kava. What was Kava? Kava is a uranium group, a company, uranium nuclear. SMCI, guys. SMCI is popping up. Partial SMCI. 2270. Oh my God. This is unbelievable. This company, man. SMCI.
Holy moly. Kava holds I think they're like a restaurant company.
Amazing, guys. Let's go.
They were a rising double trade, but the way they were trading was horrible. Like it was just jumping all over the place.
SMCI 2277 is a moving average on the daily chart. So we're roughly around that area. 23 might be an area that if we get lucky, we go there. Tesla, my average is at VWAP, so I might get a stop down on Tesla. Yeah, I made a mistake in partialing at 345.18.
Yeah, I'm flat. I don't have any positions right now. What was I thinking? SMCI. Super microcomputer. Let's see what it looks like on Bookmap. Orders have
all right, so Tesla
really
is stopping me out, guys. All right, Tesla is stopping me out, guys. I stopped out on Tesla. Tesla lost the VWAP. Unfortunately, my entry on Tesla is not great. So I'm all out of Tesla. Let's see what Tesla is trading now. The daily chart is... I'm no longer long on Tesla. Let's see what's happening with the...
It's kind of still in that pre-market range.
I had a really, really good trading day. Very big moving on SMCI. That was one of the biggest day I had so far. It's very nice.
I just got short a little SMCI. Do you still have some?
Short SMCI? I do have, yes. I do have 9,000 shares of SMCI.
Okay.
I'm not going to short this thing now. Trying to see what NVIDIA is doing. What about AMD? AMD also returned.
All right. Just covering some at 21.95.
Brian is shorting SMCI. That is interesting.
I'm looking at Bookmap, and I'm looking at the chart too, but you can see it kind of put in a lower high here. So it was a high here, tried to come back to it. It couldn't get there. So that's kind of what led me to think maybe the buying's done for the time being. Let's see if we can get down to this VWAP line here. But my stop on the rest will be, around 22.20, 22.25. That's where I got in. Let's see if we get another flush here.
What about YouTube, guys? What did you trade so far? Yeah, Tesla calls.
Yeah, Tesla calls were good. Got a nice move on them. Here we go. Here's another low on the SMCI. So my stop now is around 22.10ish. This is another high. If it kind of goes above there, I might stop out.
Uber is selling off. Is it because of the robotaxi of Tesla? Yeah, probably.
Well, the pop he got the pop on that because of supposedly relaxed regulations on FSD, full self-driving. Okay, SMCI may not go down more. Let's see what it does here.
NVIDIA is trying to go hit it down. Square and Microsoft are hitting the scanner. Let's see what are those guys up to. Nothing.
Microsoft's
Here?
going up. Square has gone up a lot.
Yeah, Square has a really nice massive move after election.
Yeah.
Is it because of the crypto?
Maybe.
Tesla is trying to come back up. I'm taking another long on Tesla at 342.58. I'm long on Tesla again. I got a partial fill on it, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't want to start chasing
3.4.
Tesla around. I don't want to start chasing Tesla around in a trading range.
Becoming an engulfing. There you go. So Tesla is going up. I think it's going to go for the break of high today. Now 5-minute becoming an engulfing on the rewrap. You guys can see my screen, guys, in the chat room too, so you can see my entries and exits. Let's see if you can break the high of the day one more time.
I don't like this pullback on SMCI for short. It's kind of like it's a bit of a higher low.
Nice, guys. I see the very good trading day in the chat room, guys. Michael, congratulations. Eddie, very nice. $800.
Okay, here we go. SMCI. Come on down.
Nice, Jared. Jared is dumping TLTR.
Jared's very unkind to PLTR.
Yeah, he's dumping his shares.
Yes.
All right, let's see what Tesla is doing. That's not good.
I just don't want to get stuck in I don't want to get stuck in a trading range with Tesla. You just get chopped up. Okay, you know what? I'm getting out of SMC. I don't like that it made a new low and it didn't keep going. So I'm just going to get out.
I'm actually adding a little bit more on my long on SMCI at 22. My average is now 20.25. I'm adding a little bit more on long on SMCI.
Yeah, I don't feel like I have I don't feel like I have an edge anymore on it. NVIDIA
Tesla begins.
NVIDIA is looking like 137 is in the cards. This is pre-market low, by the way, right where we are now. Again, look for a fill here, 137, and then maybe a bounce.
All right, Tesla rejected this 5-minute really bad, so I probably should get a stopped out on it. Yeah, Tesla is very weird price action. Very bad rejection of the high of the day, so actually closes as a very bad doji. SMCI also probably gonna stop me out. We'll see. Yeah, the butchery begins on this. Yeah, I'm getting a stopped out on Tesla, guys. All right, stopped out on Tesla. Let's see what SMCI is doing. SMCI is it going to stop me out or not? My stop loss is just below the VWAP. Butchery begins. Devin, what broker is that you're using? Broker trading. SMCI. NVIDIA looks like a double bottom.
Yeah, I was just looking at that. I was
Back.
thinking, kind of thinking like it.
as well.
I was kind of wanting it to. I was wanting it to get into that last little pool of liquidity before going long, so I kind of missed the entry on that.
We saw PLTR is going down, Uber is going down, SMCI looks like SMCI is also done. I have a little bit of SMCI left. We'll see. Let's see. Market overall is weak. SPY is red, Qs are just a little bit above. What is Apple doing?
Well, I had a bit of a move up, I thought. It's up $2 almost.
Sorry about that. Tesla is a piece of garbage. The butchery begins on Tesla, I think, around near the VWAP. Oh shit, SMCI is dropping below my entry, so I'm gonna get out of SMCI, guys. I'm stopping out on SMCI. I'm all out of SMCI. The last ad didn't work, unfortunately.
Shit. That would have been a nice trade. Damn.
Yeah, you didn't stay short in there, no?
No, it looked like it was sort of making higher lows, and I got kind of nervous about it, so I just bailed on it, unfortunately. So I didn't feel like I had an edge. Felt like it could have gone either way, so I just didn't want to stick with it.
Yeah, it is a little bit tricky.
Yeah, but it definitely was breaking down here.
All right, so let's see where we're going. With NVDA.
It's Bitcoin is double bottom. Bitcoin's kind of jumping all over the place. What is it at right now? 90,000. Let's take a look at the heat map, see where the money is. Consumer discretionary, Amazon and Tesla are up.
Tesla might come back up, 342.50. I don't know if Tesla would, I'm taking another long on Tesla. I might regret doing that in my life. 342.16. It might be a butchery at the VWAP, but we'll see.
There goes NVIDIA.
NVIDIA is bouncing back.
So consumer discretionary is up the most today, but that's probably heavily weighted on Tesla, which is in that group, and Amazon, which is in that group.
I'm taking another long on Tesla, T42.33. Although this is not a great trade, I already got chopped up once on it. So if you are thinking of following it, think twice.
HIMS is breaking out.
HIMS was getting a scanner.
Yeah. Andrew, it's less than 2 weeks to the Columbia meetup.
Yeah, excited for Colombia, guys. It's going to be an amazing, amazing meetup. More than a meetup, it's actually a retreat. But more than that, let's see if freaking Tesla can break high of the day. All right, closes above the VWAP. It rejected high of the day twice. Let's see if this time wants to go up.
Jesus, yeah, the SMCI pissed me off. PLTR is bouncing
Right,
on
trader.
S6.
Trader 140 on a funded account. Congratulations, you finished it, and you are profitable. So again, it's really nice, Kyle. Kyle, congratulations. So funded accounts are now that finishing the 3 months, the payout of the traders has started. So congratulations, Kyle, Taylor. Are you? Oh, there you go. Kyle is here. Yeah, congratulations. Nice. We just sent you an email for the payout, Kyle. Hell yeah, I love that. I love that. So Jordan, we give you a simulator $50,000 account, and then you trade on that for 3 months. And then at the end of the day, whatever you actually made profit, like Kyle did, you can actually take it out and we'll pay you cash. The reason that we do it is because we want to make sure that the simulator training is as close as real condition for your trading. So we don't want you to do crazy things because just a simulator. We want you to sweat on every single trade. So that's a really good simulation for live trading accounts. Yeah, you can get another one, Benny. So there are some people that they say, credit me more for either a peak capital or another BBT account or another funded account. Some people, they do cash. So it's up to you. If you're really profitable, like if you're, for example, a $15,000, $20,000 profit, then I ask you kindly not to get another one and actually open your live account, because this is not designed for continuous trading and making money. It's not like a prop firm. It's actually designed for training purposes only. But we haven't had anyone that really reached to that levels yet. So yeah, I think it's best because when you start the 3 months, you have to go through the 3 months. So yeah, it's better to know the platform a little bit and a little bit of basic strategy. So if you're really beginner, don't do that because it's just a waste of your money. Because we can't pause it really, unfortunately. It's 2 accounts. It's one of the funded accounts. It's also a simulator account. So the simulator account, you can do whatever you want. You can reset it and everything. But, it's good to have some knowledge, some basics. It's very good for people that they are thinking of going live, opening up a live account. All right, market is popping up. Is there a news or something came at 10? SPY is popping up nicely. Qs are popping up. Hopefully this Tesla goes up as well. So yeah, very, very nice. Michelle, you can trade options on a simulator, but as a payout structure, no, you have to trade shares. But the other account that is for practice, yes, there is options trading involved in that. So you can actually practice your options trading. All right,
Yeah,
so SPY is popping up very nicely.
At 10 a.m. we had home builder confidence.
Right, I think Tesla might actually go for the breakup after this time. Brian, what is that noise, Sorry. Brian? Noise.
Just printing my week look ahead. It has all the levels. It's got all my stuff, quick reference.
All right, let's see. Let's see if Tesla can go for the high of the day. I'm adding a little bit more on Tesla, 343.44. Let's see if you can break the high of the day, guys, now. 345.18 is the high of the day. It's also a level. SPY did super nice pop. Love that.
Yeah, Hims got I got a nice little pop on Hims going through 21.
Tesla can break up 5 today. SPY did very nice rally.
Yeah, AMD really came ripping back. It's back at high of day.
Come on, Tesla.
Come on, baby.
Tesla, don't do this. You can do it. Tesla, yes. Yes. There you go. Guys, now it's going to move up. Brian, what's the book map on Tesla? Should be a big ask at 345. I don't see it in my level 2.
This is what it looks like right now. There is a big
There you go.
order,
It's popping up now.
just got filled. Then there is some fairly big orders, 346, 348, 349,
344
and
is
then
the
a
high
big order, big order at 350, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'll see. This is a very important level right now. Let's see if you can break it. Already failed multiple times.
340, what did I say? 348 roughly is a pre-market high.
NVIDIA is trying to come back up the revamp as well. I think SMCI died, lost the momentum. Brian, SMCI would have been an amazing short.
Tell me about it.
You chickened out, huh?
I got stocked out.
Nice. All right, Tesla's
anyway, I did make some money on that trade, so I'm not unhappy with it. It's just you've got to manage your risk. You know, you have to feel like you have an advantage, or you have some thesis that you're reason to stay in the stock. Otherwise, SMCI is really sold off here. Damn. Yeah, this rounding bottom here, I'm just looking at it. This sort of rounding bottom made me think that this thing was going to go back up.
Guys, I wanted Tesla break to 345.18 half the day. I die a rich man. If you can do that, I'm going to die a rich man.
And then when it started to break down right here and made a new low, but then snapped right back up, that really kind of makes me, that's a pattern that makes me nervous. But then, of course, it failed here. And it just puked. Come
on. Nobody pukes. Tesla's going to break the half the day. Come on. Nobody puke, please. More 345.18. Come on, yes. Yes. SPY is popping. Qs are popping. Wow. Stop shorting Thor at the top. Thor is probably shorting at the top.
Wow, SMCI is going to, I think it's got a bounce in here somewhere around $20. Because this was kind of pre-market low, somewhere right around here, just above $20.
Oh, so Qs. I have a lot of TQQ. I don't know when to sell TQQ. I bought some Friday night. I'm up $6,000 on it. Should I sell it or okay? So Tesla broke the high of the day. I'm starting partialing on 345.50. I have a big size on it, so I'm partialing now a little bit. 10% here. I have 7,000 shares now. Partialing even more.
See there, look at that. There's your bounce on SMCI.
Trading, guys. I'm so proud of my trading today. Very, very proud. Very nice. 346, partially more. I go Tesla to 350. Great trading day, guys. Great trading day. To the moon.
To the moon, baby.
To the moon. How's everybody doing? What did you trading, guys? How was your trading, guys, in chat room or in YouTube? Any other things? Day trader, you traded okay? Hello. Yeah, it's okay. Hello is nice, 20%. Good day, Jonathan Russell. Nice. SMCI short. Nice, guys. Tino, you're in Affirm. NVIDIA is popping up nicely. Tesla is popping up again. Nice, guys.
Yeah.
You're partially, guys, on Tesla. Yeah, market is moving higher, guys. NVIDIA looks very heavy volume on it. Potential long on NVIDIA. I don't want to take any new trade, but yeah, I'm really good for my day, guys. Really, really good day.
Yeah.
So also to show you how much I made, you can see my P&L, guys, in the chat room. Very, very nice so far. So I still have 4,000 shares of Tesla. It was really, really good day. It was officially a 6-digit day. Samid, write down on your journaling tool. Are you done? Samid is so onto me. I can't, bullshit my way out of this community because Ahmed is there. He's looking at me and
he's scrutinizing.
He's
scrutinizing him. Yeah, it must be. He's been hired by CRA. He's been hired by your wife.
I know. Congratulations to my ex-wife and Canada Revenue Agency for such a day that they had. It's okay. They take it all. It's okay. Paris, what did you trade? Do you love Tesla today or no? Paris always loves Tesla.
Not always, but quite often. Not always.
Yes, well, Tesla was fairly easy today trade, except the second trade that I got subbed out. But it had the fundamental news. Price action was very strong. Order flow was very strong. So,
wow.
SMCI was also super nice. Both.
Yeah,
was there news on SMCI? Or was just a random pop up 10%?
I'm not sure. Let's take a look. Maybe they found another accountant that would do their books for them. It's got 20% of the float is short, but that could be a dated number.
NVIDIA is going up. Like NVIDIA was the one that I was thinking of getting long in there.
Yeah, I don't think there's any news.
No news, huh? Paris,
No.
what did you trade? Oh, you shorted that, huh? That was you dumping on us, huh? Then you flip position to the long Tesla. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah. Gary L is also a really good trader. Coin. What did you trade on Coin? Gary, bounce back? So, Sirini, what was the news? SMCI said they're going to respond to NASDAQ by today to prevent potential.
They said there's
Okay, good.
something about them having a plan to avoid getting delisted.
All right, guys, on YouTube, guys, like our video, please, if you don't mind, so we can actually give you a laptop. So maybe 700 likes on laptop, or a funded account, or free Colombia, or free Vancouver TED. Which one you like?
Well, free Colombia.
Yeah, I mean, we can do free Colombia too. Why not?
You got to get there.
All right, so Tesla is going up. Market is rallying. Funded account, Joe? Yeah, why not? Press the like. I'm super excited for Colombia, guys. I want to do some sort of a cosmetic surgery. I don't know what exactly. Filler, Botox.
Perfect. Could give that
boobs,
away too.
everything. Sigh. PLTR, I think the PLTR is super high. The valuation of PLTR is outrageous. So actually, I've done butt lift. When I did the liposuction, the doctor actually injected some of my own fats into my butt, so to make shape it a little bit better. I didn't ask for it, but he just did it. He said, "Oh yeah, we had enough."
It was an extra.
So they're pretty good.
Yeah, it was an extra.
Yeah, PLTR.
Buy one cheap.
Beta is 27.
Buy one cheap, get the other free.
Brian, what's the PE of PLTR?
I thought it was over like 100.
Yeah, oh no! It's trading PR is 328. Forward P is 142. Is way over. The average of a SPY is like 29.
Yeah, forward P is 130. The forward P is 130. The current P is 300.
Yeah, so the reason that PLTR is setting off, guys, is the PLTR is super fundamentally overpriced. So the average of S&P 500 companies, I think the PE is only 29 or 28, which is even historically is high. Tesla is now over 100, I think. So, yeah.
Yeah, even that's high. The average is, I believe, around 18.
Yeah.
The historic average.
Yeah.
Tesla's forward P is over 100. Current P is 93, 94. But we are talking the F words here.
Sorry.
Which don't talk about.
Nice.
As day traders. Yeah, what's going on with Apple? Apple's breaking out. I was thinking about watching Apple this morning. Kind of interesting on a daily chart. This OKLO is breaking out again. Mr. Altman's uranium trade.
Uranium trade, huh? Mr. Oligarch.
Mm-hmm. I want to keep my AI company as a not-for-profit. Maybe
true, Gary. True.
If you look at OKLO, it actually doesn't have a PE because they don't have earnings. And yet it's got a 1.74 billion market cap.
Yeah. Okay, hello. It's going up very nicely.
we need to start one of those companies.
Yeah. You mean the scam companies?
You know, just a company that can get a $1 billion market cap with no revenue and no potential at this point for revenue.
I don't know. I'm pretty happy with the money that I have. Most of the people, I think, don't want that much money. I don't want to be a billionaire. It's just more problems in
You don't
life.
want to own one of those. You don't want to own one of those boats that's down behind you there.
No, I don't want to. I just want to have the freedom to travel anytime that I want and no responsibility and climb the mountains and oh shit, what did I do?
Right.
Don't want. All right, sorry, I had to reset my desk. All right, so Tesla is doing some stuff up there at around 350. We got a really good trades on Tesla. Let's see what's going to happen. My average on Tesla is 342.73. So we're going to get a stopped out on it, which below the VWAP. Other than that, I don't know if I want to take any other trade. AMD is doing some stuff. NVIDIA was a nice pop and it really rallied. But again, I don't want to take any other trade. If does anyone has any question on YouTube? Brian, somebody's asking on YouTube about AMD bookmap. What's your thought on AMD bookmap?
Let's take a boo. AMD has been really choppy. It does have, we got through these levels here earlier on, just around 10 o'clock. You could see some orders sitting here, one here, one here, one here. Kind of got up to this one, and they didn't actually end up filling all this orders, so that's why it rejected. So came back down where there was some pool of liquidity here and filled those orders. Now it's looks like it might be heading back up to sort of 140 area. But we are getting into a day where volume tends to really starts to drop off. So let's look at AMD on a 60-minute basis here.
So, Samid, the first funded trading account. So, my suggestion about the funded account is you do it another time and try to see. I don't know if you've done the boot camp or not, but in January, we start another boot camp. We might actually, for Black Friday, have a sale for boot camp as well. Go through the trade book and see what are the trade books that what's your problem with the trade book? Do you have a trade book? How many trade book do you have? And try to figure out exactly the source of inconsistency for yourself. And without really looking at your trade books and how you trade, it's really difficult to say why. Some people are blowing up their funded account because they just don't overtrade. They just keep trading. They have like about 50 to 60 trade a day. Some people trade because, they just one trade and then they don't have any stop loss and then they close it at the end of the day with a big loss. So we have to really see the source of inconsistency for you. But one piece of advice that I can say 100%, if you can't pass the funded account, do not open a live account. I promise me, because it's not going to be any better. If you can't pass the funded account, do not open a live account with Interactive Brokers, Cobra, or CME or something like that, because it's not going to be any better at all. Even if you pass your funded account, there is still no guarantee that you can live account make money. But if you cannot even make a single dollar in a funded account, then there's absolutely guarantee that you are going to blow up more on that.
Are you watching Tesla?
I am watching Tesla. My average is a little bit just near the VWAP, so I'm going to get stopped out on that. So Janak, no, we don't have, unfortunately, is, the strategies that I have is mostly working on the US stock market. I know a lot of people are trading, Indian stock market or other markets, but, the strategy, the volatility, the liquidity of the strategies are only working on the US stock market. Like I know London Stock Exchange, like Australia, India, they are not really following these kind of patterns.
No, for day trading, the U.S. is a premier market. I do have swing trades, or I guess they be more position trades in some ETFs. Like for India, it's done pretty well actually. But you can trade the markets just using those foreign markets, just using ETFs. No, HIMS went through 21 here. I think HIMS is another heavily shorted stock. Let's take a
HIMS?
See what they're short. Yeah. I think they had some issues with HIMS and Hers Health. Yeah, I took a big tank on last week on some news. Yeah, it's 19% short interest. It actually has income, and then the forward P is 23, which actually isn't unreasonable in this market. $4 billion market cap on 100 million in sales.
Yes, Qs are going to be 500.
Yeah, Qs are continuing to break out. We should break out the champagne and the cocaine.
I don't know about cocaine, but champagne, yes. Should I sell my TQQ or no? Too early. I have a lot of TQQ.
The rich are going to get richer, and the poor are going to get poorer. Until we have the French, what was that, when they chopped off all the aristocrats' heads? It looks like we could bounce back here on TQQ. I think the challenge is going to be this week. There's a lot of people. AI has been a hot trade, continues to be a hot trade. Oh, look at that. QQQs just went to 500.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking at it.
Yeah. I think, and of course, because of that, everybody's going to be watching NVIDIA. So I think that's going to be, it's going to be interesting to see where we come out of the other side of that, what kind of comments NVIDIA makes, forward-looking guidance. What is this? This is a gap fill.
6.
Yeah, let's see, open 500. Yeah, so we're kind of, we didn't really fill a gap here. We tried. People are still looking on the queues, looking at 490 for a gap fill from that post-election gap up. We've come back to where we gapped up from.
All right, what about this? What about I'm selling my TQQ 3,000 shares when the Qs are hitting the R3? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I would say, I'd take half. Take half off. Take half off. Hold for higher.
All right, so half off, $5,600.
Yeah, pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah, can't complain about that.
Can't complain about that. I'd never go broke for
taking you don't get broke taking profits. Yeah.
Nice. SPY 587. SPY was 600. Huh? SPY 600. Give us this good 600 back. All right, Tesla, guys. I'm still long Tesla heavily. not heavily, 3,000 shares. Let's see if Tesla can break up high of the day. However, there is a lot of, here's the thing, guys. This is very important. There's a lot of volatility right now in the market. It's crazy, actually, volatility on the market. So obviously, President Trump election had a huge impact on the, financial market, because there's a lot of policy changes going to happen in the market. And the policy change can be a deregulation for financial markets, so banks can do a lot of M&A. As you see, Tesla, the EV market now can have a little bit of relaxed regulation for robotaxi and that kind of thing. So a lot of change might come. I mean, how fast it might come is we can have a debate on that, because now a lot of things has to go through the Congress and everything. So the one question is, as a trader and investor, how do you actually navigate yourself through this market volatility? And when this volatility goes up, how to manage your risk, how to adjust your trading, how to adjust your investments. And I think one person can actually have really good discussion about this is Jared. Jared is a person who always looks at the market in a more mechanical and a way, an engineering way. He looks at the sector. He looks at sector rotations, different levels, and everything. So Jared wants to have a little bit of a chat about understanding this market volatility because of the fundamental news, and how we can actually adjust our trading based on that. I don't know if Jared is available or not, but I am partially in Tesla right now here. I have 3,000 shares of Tesla here, selling 347, 348. Jared, are you alive? How are you doing, buddy?
Good morning. I am alive.
Miss you, brother. We will miss you in Colombia. Jared is really fun to travel, because Brian and I went to Louisiana, had a really fun with Jared. So New Orleans, sorry, yeah.
I actually went back there.
Jared, are you going to share a screen for us?
Yes.
Are you going to share a screen? Perfect.
So
These
you
are
went
normally
back there?
things I do when I get set up. Let's see. I should just.
So you actually
Jared, how's your 401k doing? You must be rich, huh?
I mean, we're all making profits in a bull market.
That's why you can afford those Banksy paintings in the back there.
We want to bring Jared to Burning Man next year. He already has some costumes bought in New Orleans.
Yeah, perfect.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I actually I saw some more masks in New Orleans recently. I thought about Brian. Just as soon as I saw the mask, I was like, "That's a Brian mask." And Brian is actually the mod of the week, so he's going to be on my background of my computer.
Oh, okay.
I'll show
there
that
you go.
in the chat room later.
Right on.
Okay, well,
right,
go ahead and kick off here.
Yep. Thanks, Jared. Take it away.
Thanks, Brian. Okay, so as always, we're kind of using our Monday sessions to take a quick look back at what happened last week, talk through what's on deck for the week ahead, just kind of prepping for more than just the session in front of us, and really kind of viewing the market through the lens of, is anything changing, or is it more or less the same and just acting the same? My headline today is staying nimble in a rising volatility market, and I thought it was an appropriate title because last week and the week before were especially volatile during what was essentially getting prepped for the election results, and then the week following, and sort of like what was the consequence of all of that sort of momentum and I would say like breakout buying that we saw. And what you'll notice last week is that we did take back I'll just say the breakout components of the election, which are notable. These are going to be your post-election buyers who are now being threatened by the sell-off. And I think what's important to see is that even though we are getting a rebound today, I'm mostly just looking through the lens of the S&P 500 index. The rebound relative to what we saw last week might not offer as much upside, and we'll need to be prepared for potentially another sell-off in the maybe like next couple of weeks. Um, the reason being is we do have still a lot of imbalance behind us after the election, and if we're kind of hearing it through the lens of a lot of mean reversion and normalization, some of that did take place last week, and it kind of looks as if we could head a little bit lower before we see stability. Just kind of settling into some older balance ranges or maybe some other value nodes that we were creating back in October. So that doesn't necessarily put I would say, like the bull market on watch, but contextually, that would mean that anyone who took a breakout trade needs to kind of be aware of their positional risk right now as we continue to kind of find balance post-election. You'll also notice two kind of notable weekly periods on my screen, and I'll kind of use the weekly chart to highlight it. Obviously, the election week itself was quite volatile, and we had a break of the technical levels, but we also had a break of what's known as the expected move. And
sorry
whenever,
to stop you, Jared. Can you hear me? We don't see your screen in
yeah,
the chat room. Can you also share it in the chat room? I know it's on YouTube, but if you can share it in the
oh,
chat
okay,
room
no
as
problem.
well. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, I guess no problem. No,
Brent, we
they also
also
don't have
wait.
sound.
So wait a minute. I think we lost Brent because we don't have the sound in the chat room either.
I'm still
Okay.
seeing sound on my end. If people can
Well, in the chat
refresh.
room, there's no one speaking.
Yeah, okay. Let me just refresh it quickly.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. There's some in the chat room. We had some issues here. So Brent, if you can hear me, when you are actually streaming into the chat room, you should be able to see live streaming next to the microphone.
Yep, it's there for me. So I don't know.
Uh,
I'm just restarting. I'm just signing back in the chat.
Guys, do you hear the Brent now in the
Not
chat room?
anymore, because I signed out.
No, yeah, okay. So do it again.
I'm getting an error in chat. Not connected to media server yet. Please wait a second or two. I don't know what that has to... Yeah, that's on the chat's end.
Okay, maybe
The
refresh
gear
again.
icon on
Maybe
the
go
right.
back to the group traders. Yeah. All right. So until Brent figured this thing out, queues are just running up significant. Sorry, guys, and also in YouTube, there was some issues. Maybe also, Abiel, if you hear me, maybe message Sebastian to take a look at the chat room. So Gary has a question. I'm long coin from 290. Where should I put my stop loss? So coin 290, huh? Is it a day trade or it's if it's a day trade on coin, you should definitely take some target profit now. So I think if you're long at 290, which is at S4, you should definitely partial now. And there's two ways you can do it. You can either start putting a trailing profit target, so you can actually okay. So you're fixed.
Okay, do they see us in chat?
Yes, I think we're back.
Okay,
Yeah, I think
I
we're
just have to
back. Sorry.
restart the browser.
Okay. I'm gonna stop my screen that I duplicated, and then we're back on the live stream in the chat room, so everything should be back up. Okay. Good to go. Okay. I'm gonna jump back on. So I was mostly referring to the expected move and how the S&P priced a certain amount of volatility on the week of the election. and we expressed it through the move to the upside. But what you'll notice is that we expressed a lot more price volatility than what was implied. And when you're ever talking through the lens of volatility, we're talking about what is the market expecting versus what actually happens. So implied versus realized volatility, or sometimes referred to as historical volatility. You'll notice that the week of the election, that was a very monumental kind of move. We hadn't seen a breach of that magnitude on the S&P for approximately 6 weeks prior. So we were getting movement and I would say, short-term trade, but we weren't necessarily seeing breaches, anything of that significance. And even if we did come outside the expected move, we often came back. So it was more of a boundary for the market. That was the first time that we had seen a full break. And last week on Friday, we got a similar event. So a lot of our Friday traders in the chat room were kind of calling out that not only was the market selling off, but a lot of the downside was being facilitated by hedging. Not only through what stocks were selling, but just the sort of perpetual drive to the downside. And when we looked at it through the S&P lens, we also saw that it was a breach, something that on a Friday has to be hedged just due to the nature of options. So what we're looking at here is 2 weeks of breaches that could start to lead into some larger volatility events moving forward. Something that we're obviously going to track in engineering the markets, but also try and think about through the lens of trading. So, you know, looking at VIX, for example, is what a lot of traders use for volatility. And yes, there was a little bit of a surge on volatility readings on Friday. We're kind of in this new normal of seeing VIX trade between about 15 and about 23 to 25 at the highest levels. Obviously, ignoring the yen carry trade that was a kind of a monumentous move. But we're seeing more oscillation and volatility, and we're closer to, let's just call it, supports. So long as the market is staying within this new normal of volatility, we want to be aware that we're closer to the low end of where short-term volatility is priced. And this is, of course, just like 30-day S&P volatility. Our vol futures also had a spike, and that just kind of confirms what we saw on the VIX was also somewhat priced into the vol futures traders. And then one thing that I look at, and I won't talk on it too much, but a spike in the VVIX, which this particular index showcases how option traders are positioning in the VIX, whether or not there's a lot of demand for VIX options, which means the index goes up. And then, of course, if they're selling or relinquishing their VIX option trades, that index will go down. So Friday is mostly just like a red flag at the moment. We're seeing volatility spark off of that session, but today it's coming back in, which means it could have just been a temporary signal. Moving forward, anything beyond those Friday's levels, whether it be price action, sort of a new breakdown, or similar readings in the vol products, I would say short-term traders need to be aware of this, because last week indicated that selling short-dated credit is actually a little bit risky. Our short-term options right now are not pricing in the volatility very well, which actually gives edge to a buyer of options as opposed to a seller. And while this, is much on the quantitative side, it's something that we need to be thinking about through, let's say, our weekly call and put buying activity. If we're maybe a short-term swing trader just looking for something for a couple days, it could also help us with understanding maybe where to engage, because if we need to step away from the short-term volatility, we may have to move our risk into further dated options. it could be as simple as just moving to the following week and giving it an extra week of time. Or from the lens of the SPX, maybe avoiding looking at the weekly expected move as I'll say a neutral area. We're seeing too many breaches in the short term to be looking at these ranges as being stable. And that also indicates that the market's a bit inefficient. So these perspectives and just kind of what's been on deck paired with what's coming this week, I think are giving some room for different styles of trading. With volatility comes a lot of back and forth. So we're not necessarily purely bullish or purely bearish. We often get kind of days or weeks where we can get a little bit of both. And that's actually pretty nice because a lot of traders don't like one-sided markets. The second thing is, I was trying to think how best to present it. Watching for which stocks are performing. And this reiterates what was discussed last week. So hopefully those who've joined have been familiar. Oh, someone's at my door. Let's see if they knock again. I might have to drop a little early. It reiterates the fact that we're still seeing rotation. All right. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to drop. Someone's at my door, so I apologize. I have to leave. Apologies.